What is cracking, guys? JP here again, bringing you another update of my 40-gallon reef tank. Now this tank is doing pretty well in my opinion. Now the first update is my livestock fish-wise. So all my fish are doing pretty well. 3 weeks ago or somewhat around that time, I have finally added my fish quarantine fish. So the most successful ones so far are these Bengal Cardinal. Now I am trying to pair them up, but the smaller one, I'm not sure if they're both male or female, but they're doing pretty well. The fin of this Bengal Cardinal finally grew back, although it is a little shorter than the top fin. So that's okay, I don't mind it. The second fish that I have added is my Royal Grandma. Now through all my predicament and all my experience, I thought they were fighting in my main quarantine. In this tank, 95% of the time, this big fish stays in his cave right here. Now I added the smaller one, and he usually stays back there. So that's good. Like I said, 95% of the time I see them swimming all together sometime. No fighting, no problems. And then 5% of the time, the smaller one would go over here and he would try to fight the big one. Now I think that it's just a natural Royal Grandma behavior, so that's good, because all Royal Grandma are born female. Now once they grow big and become dominant, they will assert their dominance on the top leader, the male one, and once they do that and accomplish the dominance, they become the male. So, but the good sign is this guy is not going over to the smaller territory and killing the small guy. So that's a good sign that it's not trying to be aggressive. Now, although this guy in Live Aquaria is placed as a peaceful tank, it is definitely very peaceful compared. It doesn't chase other fish around the tank. It does chase fish that is near the territory. Now, for example, this Royal Grandma over here used to be in this spot right here. This is where the firefish would hide. Now sometimes the Royal Grandma would kind of hide stuck behind here and scare the firefish, like right there. See that? It would try to kind of scare other fish from its territory, but it just tried to open the mouth like a fangs. So no bites, no, it just scares the fish away. So that's not really, it's kind of like territorial, I would say, but does not chase the fish to the other tank. So that's a good sign. Alright, so hopefully these fish will become mature and become a pair, hopefully. Hands crossed on there. I do notice that Royal Grandma do eat amphipods. So they will kind of hunt around the tank, and if they see amphipod just laying there, they will definitely grab it with their mouth and gobble it up whole. So if you have a lot of amphipod in your tank, if you want to naturally control them, definitely get a Royal Grandma. Alright. As for my firefish, they are definitely doing pretty well. They are a pair. It's kind of cute. If you see them, they will kind of do kisses here and there on each other, so that's good. What I notice as a difference as a male or female is one firefish, if you look at the anal fin, it got a longer line and a little purple head. Right there in the head is purple. The other fish have a shorter fin, a shorter line on the bottom anal fin. It's hard to see. There we go. Shorter bottom anal fin, and the head line is bluish. So yeah, so that's a telltale sign. My best tip, if you want to get a firefish pair, definitely get them at the fish store together if they're swimming together on all other fish. As for blue-green chromis, definitely get them in groups with 6 or 7 more fish at the same time. Quarantine at the same time, fed at the same time, and added at the same time. Feed a lot more food, and then definitely give them a lot of space. Add them first And watch out for those Jeronima disease. Last week I went to my fish store and I was going to buy more blue-green chromis or just look around them, and I see them and I saw Jeronima on every blue-green chromis. So do not buy on any tank, or especially on that tank, with Jeronima, or you'll have worse luck with blue-green chromis in the future. My tail spot Blenny is doing pretty well. Although I have not tried to get a mating pair or another tail spot Blenny, because I've heard that they can be a harem and they will need a big space to have a harem tank. So it's just like clownfish. If you don't have enough space, even though these fishes are small, they take a lot of space for their area, I guess. So I just didn't buy any more. Alright, now that's for my fishes. For my corals, everything's doing pretty well. I kept my nitrates at about 5 ppm, my nitrates at 0.2 ppm. Alkalinity right now is around 9. Calcium is like 400 to 450, depends, and magnesium is like 180 or 175. So that's pretty good. Don't chase numbers, definitely keep it stable. And your coral will like you for it. As you can see, I have changed my aquascape. Instead of rocks everywhere right here, now I have made a little arch. Now it's hard to see with all the corals. There's the rock right there. Oop. If you look in the side, here we go. Here's the arch. Now I have some caves underneath for my firefish. I have caves in there for my blue-green chromis to hide. Ever since I got in my Royal Grama, I needed more space for them to hide in the night, because the Royal Grama likes to hide there. Sometimes the firefish can share a hiding spot right here with the Royal Grama, so that's a good sign. And I have fragged another stock of my torch. I have so many frags of these guys, I might need to start selling some of them. So yeah, I know, right? After 5 years of torch keeping, crazy. Now I have moved my pally into the middle. It used to be all the way to the back over there. That was in low light, and I think it's liking a lot better. My AOG pally is multiplying crazy since the nutrients increase, so that's good. Alright, my gold hammer is doing pretty well. It's a little bit more yellow, so that's good with the nutrients increase. My hammer is exploding, and definitely my bicolor frog spawn is doing pretty well. Now this guy is a little pissed because I just moved him back. He was a little bit tilted back, so yeah. There you go, there's my SPS Monty Porous. Now I did added one extra equipment. This is the Magnum internal filter. Now I am using this only to polish water, so I only use it for maybe 3 or 4 days or 6 days of the month. Use carbon in them. Now why I use this is I don't want to buy another canister or another reactor with a pump, so I opted out as internal. The good side, the pro and an internal, is these are pretty cheap. These is $30 in Amazon. Load them up with your carbon of choice and you got a reactor, so that's good. Polish your water like crazy compared to a media bag in your sump. Now I could have opted out with a media reactor and have it to the side here, and I have another pump, and it's a little bit more of a mess because there's not a lot of space here, and there's I could risk of water leaking everywhere. So that's a pro. Another pro, you can't leak water everywhere here. The con is you have it in your tank. It's kind of ugly for some people. For me, it doesn't matter because I only use it, like I said, 6 or 3 days. Alright, so that's it for the update, guys, and thanks for watching. I hope you like my little update there, and happy reef keeping. Adios.